Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
The Cheshire community is mourning the loss of a teenager tonight who died in a crash not too far from where he attended high school. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Bridget Bjorlo. Max Tello, a student at Cheshire High School, was driving last night when he crashed near the intersection of Wolf Hill Road and Blacks Road. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson has an update on this developing story. Jamel.
Cheshire High School's Monday school day was anything but normal as students and staff mourned the loss of Max Tello, a senior classmate whose life was tragically lost in a car crash. The crash happened at 10 p.m. Sunday night, and when the police and fire departments got on scene, they found the car on fire with power lines on top of the roof. Because of Max's death, Cheshire High School had an early dismissal on Monday morning at 12:10. Max was an 18-year-old senior at Cheshire High School preparing to graduate this spring. According to Superintendent Jeff Sloan, Tello grew up in the town and went to Chapman and Dodd School before going to Cheshire High School. Now, instead of preparing for a graduation, his family has to prepare for their son's funeral, something no family should have to do. Now, Tello's death is still under investigation. Cheshire High School will have a school crisis team here on campus to help students and staff get through this tough time, and that will run through 4 p.m. on March 5th. In Cheshire, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
All right, thanks, Jamel. Appreciate that. Well, let's turn things over to the weather now, where we'll see temperatures hopefully spring up, but not as much as some people might like.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. And Rach, it's not all about temperature either. We're going to lose the sun and gain some moisture.
Yeah, when we're talking about temperatures in the 40s and even 50s this week, of course, the next storm that arrives is going to bring us rain and not snow, but we could get too much of that rain heading into Wednesday night in particular. Some heavier downpours and also some gusty winds as well. But the coldest weather of the week is today and yesterday. Numbers are heading up as we head through the days ahead. Temperatures right now are in the 30s across the state. Again, no more of this for the rest of the week. Overnight lows will be drifting back into the 20s and even teens for some of our cooler spots as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. 21 in Hartford, 19 for an overnight low in Meriden, and 24 for the New Haven area. Otherwise, tomorrow we're looking at increasing clouds as we head through the afternoon after a sunny start to the day. It won't be as cold tonight as it was last night. And then heading through the afternoon, we're looking at highs rebounding up near 50 degrees. We are also looking at a warmer night for tomorrow night as well. But then here comes the rain. I think we'll see a few showers off and on during the day on Wednesday, but the heaviest rain will be at night. We're expecting 3/4 to an inch and a half rather of rain and some gusty winds as well. We'll talk more about the timing of this coming up.
Thank you, Rach. We have breaking news from Mystic now, and it's a sad update regarding that wayward seal that was rescued off the streets of New Haven a couple of weeks ago. The workers at Mystic Aquarium say that seal pup has unfortunately passed away.
A lot of people are very upset about this. The gray seal pup was named Chappie after being found last month in the middle of Chapel Street during a weekend winter storm. The animal rescue clinic at Mystic Aquarium had taken Chappie in and were taking care of him. He later developed pneumonia and was having gastrointestinal issues, and the staff at Mystic said it was just too much to treat. The aquarium is thanking everyone who reached out with their love and support.
A major development tonight. Governor Ned Lamont says he is prepared to veto $43 million in proposed state funding for special education.
The governor focusing on specific portions of 2 bipartisan bills passed last week. He says the funding violates the state's fiscal guardrails, which he claims lawmakers tried to push through while he was out of town. Take a listen.
I'll cut to the chase. We've got time to work this out. There's no need for us to rush into it right now. I'm going to do a line item veto on both bills. Frankly, I was just a little surprised because we've had a very strong collaborative relationship with the leadership on both the Republicans and the Democrats. And this came upon me a little bit suddenly.
Now, the money would have gone to local school districts to help cover the high costs of special education services, but Governor Lamont says the state needs to prioritize fiscal responsibility, citing uncertainty with federal funding. Leaders on both sides of the aisle are unhappy about it. Senate President Martin Looney and Senate Majority Leader Bob Duff say, quote, this bill passed with broad bipartisan support from both chambers of the General Assembly, reflecting a shared commitment to supporting our students, parents, and local school districts. This spending on special education in no way violates the spending cap or fiscal guardrails. It is both fiscally responsible and morally necessary to allocate these funds to meet the pressing needs of our communities at a time when the special education caseload is growing throughout the state.
And the House and Republican leader Vincent Candelora also released a statement today saying, quote, I appreciate that Governor Lamont now wants to meet with legislators to tackle the urgent challenge of skyrocketing special education costs, but his timing is like a basketball coach drawing up a game plan in the fourth quarter when his team is already down by 30, end quote.
And finally, we reached out to the Connecticut Education Association for comment. Kate Diaz, the president of the association, said teachers and school staff have been sounding the alarm for years about the severe shortages in special education services. Without this funding, more students will go without essential services, more classrooms will go without teachers, and more families will be left without options. We have more on this breaking news on Fox61.com and the free Fox 61 News app. You can download it by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Well, what's legal in Connecticut but against the law in Tennessee? You can actually marry your first cousin.
Yeah, but that may change soon this legislative session. In fact, Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst checks in from the state capitol.
It was a really busy Monday here at the state capitol as session is now in full swing with multiple public hearings and lots of new bills being considered. The Education, Environment, Public Health, and Judiciary committees all had public hearings Monday. Lawmakers heard from people on a variety of proposed measures, from providing Islamic and Arab studies curriculum materials for schools to establishing a climate change superfund and even banning marriage between first cousins. Now, that last bill is not something you might see as immediately necessary, but the lawmaker who introduced it says he didn't even realize this was still legal here. Connecticut is one of 16 states, including neighboring states of Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Vermont, which haven't banned first cousin marriages. Tennessee's state legislature passed a law last year banning the practice. Current Connecticut state law prohibits familial marriages between, quote, a person's parent, grandparent, child, grandchild, sibling, parent sibling, sibling's child, step-parent, or stepchild. No mention of cousin. While no one testified in person on this bill, there were some written comments submitted in opposition. Most were for religious reasons. One person wrote, quote, my parents are first cousins, and their marriage has been a cornerstone of our family. Strong, supportive, and full of mutual respect. They've been together for over 30 years, raising 3 kids and building a life that's as normal and happy as anyone else's. The legislator who sponsored this bill believes this isn't a partisan issue. Remember, every bill raised in committee here in Connecticut has to have a public hearing. That means you have the opportunity to make your voice heard about legislation that matters to you. For more information on how to submit a public comment or sign up to testify, you can visit our website at fox61.com. Reporting at the state capitol, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61.
Sure, a lot of people want to weigh in about that one, Emma. Thank you. And right now, Governor Ned Lamont is working to get rid of job-related license fees for 180,000 workers across Connecticut. For some jobs, it's required to have an occupational license. It costs money to get one and to renew it. Depending on the job, some licenses are more expensive than others. The governor's team shared these statistics with us. Teachers need to pay between $100 to $375 for their license, whereas an occupational therapist will pay between $50 and $200. More than 99,000 nurses pay between $70 and $200 just to get their license.
We need more of you. We need more in the trades. We need you each and every day. We're doing more building in this state than ever before in our history. And I want to make it easier for more people to be in the trades, more people to take on these essential jobs, less cost to do it, no speed bumps on the way, and to make sure that it does it. We're providing the job training. We're getting rid of some of these fees, not lowering the credentials, as Brian says. You're going to still have to be certified and good, but at least save you $100, $200, $300 every year or so and make it a little bit easier for you to be able to do what you got to do, because we need you.
Governor Lamont included this plan in his 2026-2027 fiscal budget proposal last month. The Finance, Revenue, and Bonding Committee is now considering the plan.
After 6 terms, Norwalk's mayor says he will not seek re-election this November. Mayor Harry Rilling made the announcement around lunchtime today. And before he was elected mayor in 2013, he worked for the Norwalk Police Department for 41 years. Mayor Rilling was the chief of police for 17 of those years. He invested in education, infrastructure, and sustainability. He also led school construction projects, expanded affordable housing efforts, and strengthened community resources. Mayor Rilling explained why he's retiring in a statement. He said, quote, "While this was a very difficult decision for me, after much consideration, I've decided that this will be my last term as mayor, as I'd like to spend more time with my family," end quote. And caught on camera, a van driving into a pawn shop in New Britain. Ouch. This morning, police say the van was driving on Slater Road around 9:30 when it couldn't stop because of some kind of mechanical issue. The van collided with a car at the West Main Street intersection, kept going, and then drove into Jaws Pawn Shop. The driver and passengers were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. We're working to find out how many were in the van.
And new here at 6, a Meriden Animal Shelter is offering a $6,000 reward for information to help find who did this, who neglected a dog they were brought to show you. We are only showing you some of the photos because they are hard to look at. Meriden Animal Control says this Yorkie was found wandering on Thorpe Avenue last week. He's been named Johnny Mac. We're told Johnny Mac's legs were severely matted when he was brought in. He could only walk on the 3 legs. The shelter did some blood work and are trying to control an infection we're told he has. If you know anything, you're asked to call Meriden Animal Control. And if you want to support Johnny Mac, visit our website at fox61.com.
Well, Norwalk officials are investigating a house fire from a few hours ago. Firefighters were called to this home just after 2 p.m. Crews say they found the back patio furniture on fire. We're told the fire melted the siding on the back of the house and started to catch fire. Officials say they extinguished the fire in less than 10 minutes and there are no reported injuries.